Mr.
Everybody did you
Okay. 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 Hello, everyone. Nice to see all of you here tonight. And congratulations on being here. Like, give yourself a round of applause, honestly, because it takes some courage and some strength to be in front of all of your peers today. Great job with campaigning so far, and your videos all look amazing. And I remember being exactly where you are today a year ago, so it's very full circle moment for me right now, okay? But I look forward to hearing from all of you, and we're just going to dive right on it. Okay, so I'm just going to explain the structure of how it's going to work. So each candidate of each position will have an opportunity to have a 2-minute speech. It can be like 1 to 2 minutes long. And then after your speeches, each previous VP will ask you a question. And then you have 1 minute to answer to that question. So we'll be sticking strict to those timelines. So if you're a VP, you have 2 minutes to do your speech, or 1 to 2 minutes to do your speech, and then 1 minute to respond. And then for co-president role, you have 4 minutes to do your speech, and then you will have a Q&A period run by your Suri, okay? And we'll be sticking to these timelines pretty strictly. So if you get cut off or if I mute you, don't be offended. It's all good. Just know that your time is up, okay? And video will be on YouTube if your peers miss it, and we are recording it. So just know that. Yes. Okay. So with that, we're just gonna dive right on in. I'll also say that we'll go VP EDI first, VP internal, VP external, VP finance, VP of IB, and then we'll go co-president for last. Okay. Perfect. Sounds good. Okay. So we will start with the VP of EDI. We're going to start with so you have 2 minutes to do a speech, and we're going to do Yao Yu first, okay? So Yao Yu, I'm going to spotlight you too, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Okay,
then
thank you, Julia. So, hi everyone. My name is Xiao Yu. I hope that you're having a good day because I had a really amazing day attending this EDI conference hosted by Smith School of Business in Toronto. So right now, sorry about my dress code. I'm waiting at the bus station right now because I'm heading back to London. But anyway, yeah. So I'm Yao Yu. I'm from the management stream, and I'm excited to run for the VP of EDI. And I feel like my vision for MSc student from a perspective of EDI would be I really want it to be a safe place and community that amplifies the underrepresented voice across gender, race, and ethnicities for all of us. And then I want it to be a community that fosters understanding and collaborations and ensure everyone feels included and valued here at IB. And I think I have extensive leadership in terms of EDI. And probably I can talk about more about that if the Q&A session comes up. Anyway, I'm confident that I'm going to build an inclusive environment where everyone at IB's voice makes a difference and that we can grow and thrive together with BDI. Yeah, that would be my quick speech.
okay, perfect. Thank you. Yao Yu, we're going to move on to Eileen next. Just give me a second to spotlight you, and you have 2 minutes whenever you want to get started. Oh, I'll unspotlight. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Julia. And thank you, Yogi, for your speech as well. So hello, this is Eileen. I'm a passionate advocate for equity, diversity, and inclusion. And, as someone, who cherishes traveling around the world, yeah, enjoying their dishes as well, I deeply understand how, the value of a varied and inclusive environment is so important. So as a candidate for the MSc VP of EDI can say that my commitment is to create a genuinely inclusive and a diverse academic environment for all of us. And by understanding, some unique challenges, under like different language barriers and of course, and opportunities within our community. I aim to work closely with our entire executive team and students as well, in order to foster an atmosphere where, everyone feels respected, valued, and heard. So, and by saying this, my focus can be like on advising and implementing, some certain strategies that, further enhance equity, diversity, and inclusion as well. And by saying that, during the entire process, I will ensure that all of the communication and activities that happen, between students and students or student to professor, like all of us, no matter how the situation will be, ensure to reflect our, diverse student body as well. So just like what I said in the video, that I will ensure and to foster a culture where, differences not just recognized, but celebrated as well. So in the meanwhile, I will also collaborating with, I believe, various entities with clubs and students as well to strive to, standardize the best practices that are both effective and meaningful to all of us. So, yeah, I'll ensure everyone, every student feels empowered and supported so that therefore we can contributing to a richer and more vibrant academic journey for all of us. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. That was perfect timing too, Eileen. Next up, we have Arjun, if we can find you here. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
All right, well, thank you guys. I'm very excited to be running today. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Arjun Khanna, and I'm eager to serve as your next Vice President of EDI if elected. Today, I just want to share with you my vision and commitment, and I just want to show you that I want to celebrate diversity and also ensure that equity and inclusion are at the heart of everything we do. So, first and foremost, I'm deeply committed to unwavering equity. So, equity is about fairness and justice, ensuring every student has access to the same opportunities. And my goal is to identify and dismantle any barriers that prevent anyone from fully participating in our community. This means advocating for equitable resources, support systems, and policies that recognize and address the various needs of our students. Secondly, celebrating diversity is key. So diversity isn't just about numbers, it's about valuing everyone's perspective. So this class is very diverse with people arriving from different countries, cultures, backgrounds, age groups, and undergraduate degrees. So I plan to introduce initiatives that celebrate our different cultures and experiences and viewpoints, fostering an environment where every student feels seen and appreciated. This can include something like an IB International Day where people of all different cultures can bring in food, wear cultural clothing, and celebrate the diversity that surrounds us within the MSc program. And then lastly, inclusivity. This means creating an environment where everyone feels welcomed and valued and their opinions feel welcomed and valued. So I will work towards this by facilitating open dialogues, encouraging diverse representation in student committees and clubs, and encouraging our activities and communications are accessible to all, no matter what the circumstance may be. So in conclusion, with your support, we can build an MSCA community that truly embodies EDI. And I'm not just asking for your vote, I'm asking to help join me in this important journey. And no matter who you guys vote for, uh I'm following some two good speeches. I feel like all of us are very good candidates, but let's make this place your home and thank you for your time with me today.
Amazing. Great speeches, guys. Oh my goodness. So what a way to start us off, okay? So I don't think Shania is here yet. So with that, I'll have Rooster, I'll spotlight you and we'll start off with Yayu as well for a question.
For sure. Great speech, Yayu. My question for you will be, based on your previous leadership experience, what is your strategy of being the middle ground between faculty and students? And how do you intend to keep a fair and neutral stance when there are concerns?
Okay, that's a very good question. So first I would like to touch upon my past experiences, my leadership experiences. So during my undergrad, I was actually the president of the Student Association at my school of management at my university, and I also founded the first gender equality club in my university back in China. And I felt like being in that position really requires you to navigate yourself between the student body and also like the school and also like like the program office because it is not something very common that you can advocate for it in this kind of topic like back in China. So the way I would do it is always trying to find a common ground and then explain like what are the benefits of starting this kind of initiative for everyone for like explain like the mutual benefits to different stakeholders and then once we build a consensus, we can start from there and push the action forward. And how to ensure like a
Sorry,
safe.
sorry,
Okay.
you have just 1 minute to answer. Sorry. So yeah, but
Okay.
you had a great answer. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna do a question for Eileen as well. Good job, Yayu. So yeah, you have 1 minute to answer, just a reminder to everyone.
Again, great speech, Eileen. My question is, based on your video, you mentioned that you plan on implementing strategies that foster a more equitable and diverse environment. Would you be able to provide an example of what and how that could look like for the following year?
Of course, I planned to create several activities. I can host it could be a movie night or it could be a chat night or I can bring different games from different countries that I know a lot of them. So getting everybody into this entire activity so that it gives opportunity for everyone to get to know what's interesting about this game in that country, or what about this interesting or tasty foods or kind of thing. So I'll be hosting like a lot of events. It could be that could be you know in the in this year that could be allocated to sorry, I lost my track for a second, but yes, my generally idea of how to hosting those events will be, um, gathering other students to get to know the history or some of the background
Okay, yeah.
of how this food.
Eileen, sorry.
Okay.
No, good job. You did good.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I know a minute goes by really fast, but great job. Good job.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, and then our final one is Arjun. We also have a question for you.
Hi, Arjun. Great job on this page. And my question for you is, you mentioned that you were previously VP EDI in your undergrad. What was the main lessons learned from that role, and how do you intend to do better for MSCA if given the opportunity?
Yeah, so perfect. So my previous position, EDI in undergrad, I learned a lot of lessons from it. I learned that taking the opinions of everyone around is as easy as it sounds, it's hard to actually implement because people can have very differing ideas and stuff what to do. So really finding like the median ground between um like kind of you can't please everyone obviously, but just really finding that ground between what everyone's willing to do is kind of difficult. But I really learned that people really appreciate this position because it's a position where people might not have their voices heard. So you're kind of the person that they can come to like privately and you can voice your thoughts for them. So that's something I really learned, that a lot of people will come to you in private and ask for things, and you learn a lot of conflict resolution and empathy with others and team collaboration. So yeah, like honestly, my previous EDI experience definitely learned a lot of lessons that I would love to implement towards this position if I was elected, and a lot of things that I thought were positive, and I had pretty good feedback and a good experience doing it, and I loved it, which is why I'm now running for this VP role today.
Perfect. Thank you, Arjun. Okay, amazing job, my VP EDI candidates. Okay, we'll remove the spotlight. Also for you as well, Nursery. Okay, we're gonna move on to the VP of internal. So that would be Manish. So Manish, I will spotlight you, and you have 2 minutes, right, to do your little speech, okay? Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, thanks, Julia. Thanks for Siri. Hey, everyone. My name is Manish, as Julia mentioned, and I'm super pleased to be running for your VP internal. Admittedly, when we first all got the email from the MSCA with all the different roles, I wasn't sure if I should be running for any of the roles, but I got a lot of support from my peers and colleagues, and they said that, hey, we think that you could be a good fit for one of these roles, and that really motivated me to run for VP internal. Specifically, I started just going through all the roles, reading the description, like, okay, VP internal, talking to faculty, helping organize events for students. That's things I've been doing since high school, my undergrad, and hopefully my master's degree. And I just thought that was a perfect fit. And really throughout this whole process, I've been getting a lot of unconditional support and encouragement from everybody, and it's just been a super cool process. And so again, I'm super pleased to be running for this role. And again, I'm not taking it for granted 100%. I want to make the most out of this experience for not only myself, but for everybody that's in this program. If anybody ever wants to have a conversation, you can just tap my shoulder, and I'll be there to have this conversation with you. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And I just want to thank you all for your time. And yeah.
Perfect. Okay, amazing, great speech. And I'll just have our previous VP of internal, Joseph, to ask his question. Put you in the spotlight as well, Joe. There you go.
Thanks, Julia. And hi, Manish. Thanks for that speech. So as VP internal, you're going to play a crucial role in the formation and organization of the different clubs. And sometimes conflicts within these clubs, club teams or club members will arise, and you'll be asked to manage them. In this kind of close-knit environment where, frankly, everyone knows each other and you're going to know all of them, these individuals will approach you with concerns. They're placing a significant amount of trust in your ability to handle that situation. So how do you plan to establish and maintain this atmosphere where MSCA club team execs or just members feel reassured that their concerns are going to be addressed professionally, because you have to consider the peer relationships that you may even have within the MSc club and the overall cohort.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I feel that, when it comes to like the competitions that might come with clubs and all the things along that line, I think it's really important for myself and everyone to stay professional. And I think a part of that means that, there's certain guidelines that the MSCA follows, and it's important to sort of stick by those rules. I'm sure there'll be instances where there'll be people that I know a bit more versus others, but that really should not cloud my judgment when it comes to making those decisions. Again, I know we have a minute to quickly answer this, but yeah, I guess just thinking about the guideline, making sure that emotions and personal feelings don't come in the way will be really important. And yeah, thanks.
Amazing. Great questions and answers, both of you. So we're going to move on to our VP external position. So I'll remove both of you from the spotlight. So we have our JC as our candidate for VP external, and I'm going to put you in the spotlight, and you are going to have 2 minutes to do your little speech whenever you're ready, JC.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm JC. I'll just get right into it. In my campaign for the VP of External, my core values are really surrounded by engagement, visibility, and creativity. My goal really is to just ensure MSc events resonate with students on multiple levels, so professionally, personally, and academically. I am committed to promoting opportunities so every student has an equal chance to forge meaningful relationships with and beyond our MSc community. I also really want to infuse our events with creativity so that we have a really long-lasting and positive impact on the MSc community in total. Just to give you a little bit of insight as to why I'd be the right candidate, during my undergrad, I started a pro bono design agency on campus, just because I really wanted to bring value to aspiring designers. And so this gave me the opportunity to understand what students wanted, and I was able to execute that by teaching them industry level tools and understanding what kind of events and workshops they wanted to have so I could help them build personal and professional relationships. And so taking on the role of VP External, I am determined to foster the same kind of values that I did at IDC and make sure the academic and professional experience is really enhanced for the MSc students. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, JC. And I'm going to have our previous VP external, Jenna, in the spotlight to ask you your question. And remember, you have a minute to answer. So.
Yes, I am. Hi. First of all, thank you for that speech. It was very nice to hear. I also really enjoyed watching your video and love the creativity that kind of came along with it. So my question for you is that an important part or important aspect of the VP external role is managing the socials. So I was just wondering maybe what some ideas you have are to further expand the MSCA social media reach or presence.
Yeah, that's a really good question. The first thing that comes to mind is that I was actually recently looking at the MBA social media, and I really loved how they featured a lot of the students. So I think one of my goals is to kind of, put all the students out on social media with their consent, of course, and really push their stories. Hopefully we can push that towards like the Ivy Instagram as well and their socials. I think I was also really inspired by one of our other candidates, I believe, who did triathlon recently. So I really like that kind of story and pushing that. So I think an initiative like that is something that I would do.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you both so much. Great job to get both, and I'm moving you both in the spotlight. Okay, we are going to be moving on to our VP of Finance candidates. So I don't think Sahej has arrived yet, right, Ursuri? Yeah.
Yes, I'll
Okay,
take
so you'll take the mic. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll have our first one is Montek. So I'll put you in the spotlight. And whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
You guys, can you guys hear me? We're good to go?
Yes.
Alrighty, let's get on with it. Well, hello everyone. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Montek Chandok, and I'm currently running to be your VP for Finance here at the MSCA. Before I get into my speech, I know we have a lot of students coming in from India. I know it's a national holiday in India called Republic Day, so wishing everyone who's from India happy Republic Day. Fun fact about me, for those of you guys who might not know, my name Montek, my parents named me Montek after a very famed Indian economist named Montek Singh Ahluwalia. So I guess you could say like a bit of destiny to be that I'm here in front of you today. But I digress. So a bit about myself. I did my Bachelor's of Commerce specialization in finance at McMaster University. Throughout that experience, I was very fortunate enough to have very unique internship opportunities. One at a hedge fund, another at BMO Capital Markets. As well as throughout my undergraduate, I was heavily involved in the finance scene at my school. I was a portfolio manager, managing part of our university's endowment. I was also working at our university's trading floor as well, teaching people how to trade, as well as managing a little bit of school's money as well. So throughout all these experiences that I learned so much about finance. And anybody who knows me knows how much I'm passionate about finance and how prudent I am with spending and making sure I'm making meaningful investments with my personal money. And it's that same type of thinking that I wish to apply as your VP for Finance at the MSCA. I want to be very, very responsible with your money. I'll treat your money the same way I treat my money. So make sure that we're not wasting money on any meaningless stuff that we don't need, and making sure that we're maximizing our value for our dollar. Thank you, guys. Best of luck to all the other candidates. That's my speech.
Nice. Great job, Montek. Okay, perfect. And we also have another candidate, Rayan. I'll get you in the spotlight whenever
All
you're ready.
right. Sounds good. Am I audible? Good to go?
You're good. Yes.
All right, wonderful. So yeah, hi guys. I hope everyone's week went well. And as for the incoming IVs, I assume you guys are adjusting to the MSc program and enjoying your time here so far. So just wanted to quickly introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Rayan Khan. I'm running to be your next MSCA VP Finance. So just a little bit about me. I'm from India. I've done my undergrad at Ohio State, where I majored in finance with a minor in econ. I was super involved on campus during my time at OSU, and want to continue the trend here and give back to the current and future cohorts. I've done a couple of internships before joining the business analytics program, notably with Kearney and S&P Global. So now as for my goals, if I get the privilege to serve as your next MSCA VP Finance, number one, I want to increase the MSCA budget by securing company partnerships or sponsorships and make certain on-campus events more accessible by removing restrictions for events that are only open to HPAs or MBAs. Number two, I will ensure that all the clubs go through the proper channels when it comes to funding, and that there is a fair, just, and unbiased allocation of resources for the MSc students. And number three, I would like to promote collaboration between all the various clubs here on campus, along with being as transparent as I can and not, hide behind a big curtain, which is what ends up happening when it comes to working with finances. And finally, as an MSCA exec, it is my responsibility to support and represent each and every one of you. So I will give it my absolute best in order to achieve that. And yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to your support.
Great speech to you, both of you. And okay, we're gonna move on to our little Q&A moment, and I'll have Rusri ask you both the questions. So I'm gonna spotlight Rusri, and Montek, you'll be up first for your question, and you have 1 minute, okay?
Thank you, Julian. Great speech, Montek. My question for you is, given the dynamic nature of student association, how would you adapt to unforeseen financial challenges while ensuring the organization's fiscal health and sustainability?
It's a very good question, a very important question. Like any financial planner would tell you, or like anybody who's responsible for finances would know, you should always keep an emergency fund or rainy day fund, as I call it myself. By having this emergency fund, this will allow us to make any necessary adjustments in the very short-term nature that need to be made to accommodate any MSCA student event or club event as follows. I feel like having this emergency fund in place will not only allow us to properly channel and be responsible with the money, but by allocating a set number of dollars for this, we can make sure that we can properly allocate funds for the rest of the students and not just endlessly spending money just to cover for this emergency incidents. So I think that if we actually accommodate for it and plan for it in our budget, it shouldn't be a problem, and it will have very minimal impact for other clubs going forward in the future.
Perfect timing there. Okay, nice. Okay, we'll move the spotlight, and we'll get Rayan in here. Perfect.
Hello, Rayan. Great speech as well. Your question will be, can you provide an example from your past experience where you successfully managed a budget or financial projects, demonstrating your ability to handle financial responsibilities effectively?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much for that, Roosri. So yeah, for my undergrad, I actually worked as a treasurer for one of my student clubs for about 2 years. And it was a pretty big club. I think we had about 100 members, and it was a pretty large exec body as well, about 8 members on the board. And the budget was, I think our budget was about $8,000 for like the semester on a rolling basis. So I would say I managed it pretty well. I think one of the challenges that comes with managing a budget is that you're kind of wearing a lot of hats, because as the treasurer, you're working with the president, and the president might want to do something, in this direction, or the vice president might want to do something in that direction. Because we had a couple of chair positions as well. So like a social chair or like a professional chair. So obviously, if you spend a lot of money on your social events, you don't have a lot of money on your professional events. So you're constantly trying to do like a mutual compromise between all the members. So that is something that you have to get used to. And since I have been in that position, done that before, I feel like I am well suited for this role and I will excel in. So yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Great job. Yes. Okay, we are now move on to our VP IB candidates. We have two, Himani and Maya. So we'll have Himani, you'll go first with your 2-minute speech, okay? So you
Okay.
find you in here. 1 second. Oh, there you are. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, thanks, Julia. So, hi, everyone. My name is Himani Sharma, and I'm running for the Vice President of International Business. Throughout these past couple of days, I've gotten the chance to talk with most of you, and I've gotten some great ideas from all of you. I just wanted to quickly remind everyone about my pillars. So, transparency being that I will make sure to keep everyone informed about all of the MSc Association updates and events, and within the IB community as well. Second being the most important, which is advocacy and being a representative of all the voices within the IB cohort. Third being community and making sure that I can create a positive atmosphere within the IB group. And fourth being external cohesion and really making sure to build those connections with the other MSc streams. I've also shown you guys all these past couple of days how I'm not only a person of words, but a person of action. And I kind of want to delve deeper into that and talk more about the types of things that I want to do if elected. For example, I want to have office hours to make sure that I can leverage all your ideas, opinions, changes, or concerns that you have and want to bring to the table at the MSc Association. But not only that, I want to really dive deeper into creating events that really make sure that we're building that community, not only within the IB cohort, but with the other MSc streams. So for example, I want to create an event called Bring Your Food and Bring Your Stories. So bring those cultural foods, bring those perspectives, those unique experiences that you have. For me, I come from the experience of being someone who has parents in another country, but also being that domestic student. And I can speak from that sort of perspective. But I know that in the IB cohort, we have so many other perspectives and unique experiences. And I would really love to make sure that we create that community so that I can make sure to be that advocate, so I can represent all those unique voices and create a good student experience. So that's just a little bit about some of the campaign ideas that I have, but I'd love again to hear all of your voices as well. And thank you so much.
Again, perfect timing, everyone. Good job, Himani. And then we have our next candidate, Maya. If I can find you in here. Oh my goodness. Oh, there you are. Okay. Perfect. And then whenever you're ready, Maya.
Hi, everyone, and thanks, Julia. Thanks, everyone, for being here tonight. I know it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. I'm really feeling fortunate to be in this position right now because over the past few weeks, we're all brand new to this program. We have seen firsthand how intense this program is. And I want to ensure that in the very short amount of time that we have together in these next 15 and a half months, that you guys are all provided with the resources that you guys need to really succeed in our time here. But ultimately, I need your guys' help. I will be representing our class, but I want to ensure that I'm representing all of you equally. The way that I plan to do this is by implementing and creating a Google form that you will all have access to, that will allow you guys to provide me with direct feedback and suggestions. Ultimately, I want to represent you, and I promise you, as we've all seen in class, that I will bring these ideas to the table. and I'm very open to suggestions. I also want to ensure that you guys have all the information that you guys need. So in weekly meetings that I have with the team, if I'm elected, I promise you that I will provide you guys with all the necessary support in addition to resources and information that you guys need to really succeed here. But that is my speech, and thank you so much for being here tonight.
Great speech, Maya. Perfect. And then we're just going to have our current VP IB, Brihad, ask you both some questions. So I'll put you in the spotlight, Brihad. Okay. And then I'll have Mani, you will get your question first, okay? 1 second. And you have 1 minute to answer, just a reminder. Yes.
So great speech, Ramani, and a great campaign as well. I have been following your campaign and saw your YouTube video as well. Just one question for you. One of the pillars that you mentioned in your campaign had to do with transparency with how the MSCA functions. Could you maybe elaborate a little bit on how do you plan to ensure the transparency with the IB cohort and the rest of the MSC as well?
Right, thank you so much for that great question, Riyad. The way that I plan to really ensure that transparency is going to be seen if elected in that position is to make sure that through weekly meetings, again, that we have, that I make sure that I'm really informing all the IB cohort. We have a WhatsApp group chat, so I hope to quickly send those updates to the group chat and make sure that everyone's updated on that information. In terms of making sure that they're updated on any notions or decisions that are being made within the MSC Association, I hope to, again, open up that sort of open communication with every student. So I think that I'm a very approachable person, so I'm hoping that people feel like they can approach me with any decisions that they want to hear within the IB cohort. But again, through my office hours, I'm hoping to also facilitate those further discussions. So that's how I hope to really advocate for transparency within my campaign. Thank you so much.
That's great answer, Mani. Perfect. And then Maya, I'll put you in the spotlight here.
Great speech again, Maya, you as well. I also saw your YouTube video and your campaign. So just going off of that, you mentioned a Google form to gain some feedback from the IB cohort and maybe the rest of the MSc students as well. So what would you do in a situation where you did not get enough responses or engagement with this particular Google form? How would you deal with a situation like that?
Thanks, Brahad. That's a really great question and something that I've thought about a lot because I want to ensure that the Google form is quite utilized. So my whole idea is that I want to ensure that the discussions that I have with my class and that I'm bringing to the table are very interactive. So I plan to adjust the Google form if needed. So collaboratively, I would essentially develop a new method for collaborating with my peers and by gaining their support and suggestions. So whether that be in our WhatsApp group chat or whether that be through an email thread. I'm very adaptable and I want to ensure that the method that I'm providing to my class to communicate with me works for them. So I'm open to suggestions. A Google form is just one.
Perfect. Good job, both of you. Thank you, Brihad, as well. Okay, we are moving on to our last little fiasco here. So we have our co-president role. We have our one and only Canada and Russia. So you will have 4 minutes if you choose to use the entire 4 minutes to do your speech. And then after you'll have a Q&A period with Russia, okay? So I'll put you in the spotlight and whenever you're ready to go.
Thanks, Julia. So, hi everyone. I'm Anvesha from the new IB cohort. So why did I elect myself as the co-president candidate? It's actually a part of my larger goal to be accessible to a lot more people other than my own cohort and, be a friend figure to each one of them. I know it's a lot to promise to do that, but I believe like whenever I am in campus around or even through WhatsApp or phone calls, I would like everyone to, be able to talk to me and come up with their ideas and concerns, anything. And throughout my past experiences, I have been a great advocate of mental health and, being in the right frame while we are placing ourselves in the professional zone out here, as all of the candidates have mentioned. And as we all know, we have a very tough curriculum, and at the same time, we try to put forward our best selves in our day-to-day class. And on the other hand, it's a struggle for all of us to bring into the to be, connect to our real selves at times. So I believe that the main MSCA motto that I read in the website, that MSCA is a place for everyone to build a community, to be themselves. So if I am the co-president of MSCA, I want to ensure that each and every one of us feel free to be ourselves. And that's all I want. And I want to be the mediator of that. And now I have observed that all the other candidates, and a common goal between all the other candidates and me, is that we all want to be accessible to each and every one of us and include everyone. So I think so we all have our goals quite aligned, and I believe that as a team we'll be able to bring in any change that we want. And yeah, that's all I had to say. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Perfect. And I'll just have Rusri come in here for your question.
Great speech, Anvesha. And my question for you will be,
Thanks, Lucy.
one requirement for the role of co-president is to efficiently manage school, social life, MSCA, and personal life. So how do you plan to keep yourself accountable and on track when times get busy? And I would love to hear about one of your experiences where you have faced this kind of a situation and where you have efficiently managed all your tasks.
That's really interesting, Rusiri. So I would first like to go through my past experience during my undergrad. So during my undergrad, I was an engineering student, and at the same time, I was a part of an exec member of the public speaking club, then the mental health society of my college, and I had done multiple internships at the same time, even during COVID, after COVID, and I always had to juggle through many roles at the same time. And through all of that, what I learned is to be always disciplined as much as possible and have right time frames for everything. And apart from that, like to take out some time for at least myself, it might be 5 minutes or 2 minutes, just to go through my head and be clear with all my goals, and above all be clear with the committee as a whole. So I plan to implement the same strategies out here, but at the same time, I'm open to change, I'm open to learning, I'm open to make corrections if and when required. So that's how I plan to carry on the MSCA co-president responsibilities.
Nice.
Great answer, Anvesha.
It's an amazing job, everyone. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I'm just get everyone out of the spotlight so we can see each other. Okay, perfect. Oh my goodness, guys. Can we have a virtual round of applause for everyone? Wow, amazing stuff. Honestly, you guys are really killed it. I'm very, very impressed with all of your speeches, your campaigning, everything that you've done to date. The future of the MSCA truly is in good hands. I have no doubt in my mind at all. Just some reminders for you guys. We did move the voting for the election quite a bit. So it's not until February 16th and 17th the voting will happen. And again, it is a ranked ballot system, so it's a little bit different than your average ballot system, I guess. So it gives you a little bit more of equitable way to distribute it all. And you won't get the results of the election until after reading week. But yeah, I just want to say again, amazing job. Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm going to stop recording as well. Sorry.